All right. Hello all. Good morning once again for all our PMIPCC chapter members. And so, as everybody know, it's a Saturday morning. It's always like we have to derive some value every day, right? So, this knowledge sharing session, which we do every month, seriously, it excites everybody, and it at least gives some kind of a knowledge for us, which adds to really that value in our in our career journey. And so let's begin our knowledge sharing session. It's a fifth day workshop under the journey of our Agile series. So today's topic would be the Agile transformation, which will be shared, which will be again, it would be shared by a profound speaker who is Ravi Bhaskaruni. And he's also a certified Agile coach with 36 years of experience across the enterprise Agile transformation, leadership, portfolio, program, and in various other domains. He also worked on transforming organizations, coaching and training teams on agile, streamlining some processes and practices to impact and achieve bottom line enterprise goals. He's also the trusted leader and change agent with a superior track record of motivating people right from the grassroots level and taking subordinates like into confidence for implementing new and innovative ideas. So let's hand over. I'll be handing it over to Ravi now. So hoping for how you can motivate us and make us get what exactly the agile is about, how you transform the organizations. So I would request you to share your ideas and the case studies.
Yeah, thank you, Shesh, and thanks PMI for giving me opportunity. So as Sheshu mentioned, my name is Ravi Bhaskaruni. I'm working as an enterprise agile coach with MNC company, and I played different roles as a delivery manager, project manager, and then moved to Scrum Master, Agile coach, enterprise agile coach. And last couple of years, I'm also teaching folks. I'm also training uh, to upskill the people who are out of job, who are moving from non-IT to IT, who are trying to move from IT to go upscale. Also, I'm actually doing it. So I'm not sure how many people are around, and maybe you would allow, maybe you can introduce yourself or maybe in the chat, okay, and maybe what is expectations and all. You use like chat with everyone so that we can see, or whatever. Sheshu can also help me out whenever uh, there is some queries from the participants. So hope you can see my screen, and you can also listen to me, right? And again, the session with the meeting that what do you call voice disabled and all. I think this it may not be interactive, but I just you need to give me feedback via charts, via Seshu, so that I can answer your questions. I think what PMI usually do is they give last 10-15 minutes for Q&A session, like you chart and I'll answer, something like that. So I think this is like 60 minutes, and today welcome and thanks for taking out your time on busy Saturday morning, right? And there are a lot of sessions which PMA is conducting, like agile sessions, session 1, session 2, session 3, like that. And then this about me, and already mentioned, I'm like enterprise agile coach, transformation and career coach, right? And you can reach me out on my LinkedIn, Ravi Bhaskaruni. We can connect, discuss, learn from each other. And why actually the current webinar is on agile transformation and case studies. So for last couple of years, I'm working on the transformation journeys, agile transition transformation journeys. We'll go through each and every one, like each and every slide. We'll try to cover most of the topics. What is agile transformation about, and also I'll try to spend more time on the case studies. I'll quickly run through the transformation part. So again, this is the same thing, right? And so I'm not sure how many people are there in the call. Like, you can let me know what are the roadblocks you experience and and during the agile transformation or any transition journey. Like let's say you are going from a state X to state Y. What do you see? What kind of issues you see in the case of transformation in terms of moving from state X to state Y? So if anybody is there, you can chat and maybe we'll pick it up and answer it. If not, I'll carry forward with my own slide deck. Okay. So, Sheshu, any questions you're getting?
Not yet, Ravi. And so I request all the attendees to drop your responses in the chat so that it would be visible for everybody and we can also pick it up and answer it. So you can see the responses coming, Ravi. It's the Raju says lack of awareness of agile way of delivery. Srinivas says complete path not unknown. Ajay says team is not aware of agile.
Yeah, I can see.
Resistance and reluctance, acceptance from stakeholders.
Okay. Mm. Yeah, I think days of context which agile framework most accepted rather than implementation. I think use a framework which suits you. There is no silver bullet. Sometimes you may need to have mix and match of frameworks, and don't stick to too much into framework agnostic thing. Try to see what value you are delivering. Okay. Okay. Uh, yes. More of good morning. Your voice is breaking. Is it true? Like, am I? Is it breaking?
No, Ravi, I could hear.
Okay.
But people, if there is any disturbance, do let us know, or else you can just try rejoining once.
Yeah. Yeah. I see the resistance and the reluctance. Yes, resistance from all the corners and reluctance from it was happening from it was happening earlier also, and now there's nothing to change. Or we are okay with the status quo. We don't want to improve. We we are happy with the delivery whatever we are doing. We don't care about what value. We work like this only, right? All these things. So team is not aware of agile. Maybe team is not aware of. Maybe I think team is not aware of agile. Yeah, agile is a only new way of working. Overcoming reluctance from multiple stakeholders. That is true. We see a lot of resistance from the top leadership, middle management, teams, and I think it just like your journey, you starting from location X to location Y, you see a lot of traffic jams, a lot of issues wherever you see, right? So lack of awareness of agile way of delivery, yes, that is team is not aware of agile. Yeah, resistance from top management. Safe metrics, we may not be covering that. Out of constant. Through technology, teams are open for agile. However, business shows resistance. It's all everybody. I think Shailendra mentioned. It's like everybody is a blocker almost. It's rare to see a projects without any blockers. Right. Clarity on what should choose until listen agile. Okay. Lack of customer understanding agile. Yeah, that is correct. Okay. Aswin, maybe we can connect via LinkedIn if you need safe metrics. Okay. So layback attitude of agile through no process need to be followed. Business teams see agile involves higher collaboration work, hence more of their work time. Yeah, Shailendra mentioned like that. Okay. Team should be agile mindset. That is true. People are already engrossed in jillion other things on their place, plus no guarantee. Okay. And will be around at the end of transformation. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I understand. Let's cover. I think we are 5 minutes already into this. So, what is the main problem we see, right? The silo culture, like so value delivery in like in different pockets. Somewhere start with development. So development don't talk to the testing. development don't try to understand with the what business wants and all. So this is the traditional way of thing, like, the things move on. Like if you look at his DLC process, you start the requirements, and then it go to design, then it go to development, and then testing, SIT, UAT, and final acceptance test. But everything just flows through, but nobody is talking to each other. It's just like, you are like running a madhouse like that. So this is culturally also we have been like, we don't talk to each other. That's where. So how do you connect the management? How do you connect all these teams? Maybe uh, by terms of by terms of creating. Hope you can see this. Creating, taking all the people inside and creating a team which works as a self-organizing, self-containing team, right? Okay, self-contained team. That is the one thing what we can do. Ideally, traditional structure. One of the organization where I started working is there are people start work here, do some work here, they hand over to this place, and they hand over to this, hand over this. So no coordination happening in between. So that's where we need to see. And also doing agile versus being agile. What we try to do is we follow bunch of ceremonies, bunch of retrospectives, bunch of daily stand-ups, but we don't see the value into it. We don't look at the what value you're delivering. So just because early morning you get up and do XYZ things and you sleep, then nothing is going to change, right? You need to see what value I'm delivering at the end of the day. Okay, I attended 10 meetings, but what is the value out of that meeting? What is the value out of delivery? So the World War II case study is some years folks came to their village, and then as soon as they landed, all the planes came. That time uh, mm, they see the major change, because everybody they came with a lot of medicines and all that. And that African tribe or Australia tribe, they used to think whenever airlines comes, there will be going to be major transformation. So basically, it's not the case. So this is called cargo cult agile, where people think you do this rituals, everything will be wonderful, but they don't say what value you are getting out of that, right? So a real challenge in any transformation journey using any framework is ownership. Everyone thinks it's not my job. Yes, I think Raz mentioned rightly. Yes, so it's not my job. Okay, that's a good thing actually. So again, I said doing agile practices. We are doing Scrum, but we are doing this Kanban, but it's more of problem-driven adoption of practices. Being agile is a mindset. Everybody needs to work on, like Guru Raj mentioned, everybody need to work on the outcome of the value. It's not like, okay, it is a problem with Lakshmi Narayana's thing, or it is like RK's thing, whatever it is. So it's about everybody need to collaborate. You see, when the product owner says I have a dream, you should be able to reach the destination goal and all. This is where the team has to help and support. So organization transformation may be very big word, very difficult to achieve. It may take a couple of sprints of years to do that. It's a more of top down bureaucracy, detailed instructions, siloed culture. What we need to do is we need to transform this to a different way of working. So basically, this is like local optimization. This is a global optimization. You are trying to convert this into a different state. I think this is going to be a major challenge with the most of the organizations, right? So what we do in the agile transformation or whatever it is journey, we try to align each departments are getting aligned and all. So I think that the slide placement is different. So I think we just discussed about common roadblocks, people mindset, lack of leadership support, reluctance from the employees, right? While the change inevitable, and they don't want to learn anything, right? and constraints by existing structure and culture. That's there. Gaps in coordination with IT department or whatever department. I think I already mentioned lack of strategic alignment, failure to build comprehensive overall agile transformation. Maybe you're not seeing the end-to-end journey. Like, I'm not looking at creating a detailed plan, detailed checklist, detailed Microsoft project plans to travel from X to Y. You just have at least bare minimum plans and review it over the time. If you are talking about Scrum, maybe your 2 weeks every time you try to do it, try to see and then go back and change. Okay, so start with very small. Like if you are talking about company transformation, what we are going to do is we are trying to see start with small and try to do incrementally. That's what we talk about it. Incremental iterative is all about agile. And please feedback if I'm going slow or it's if you're not able to follow, you can chat. We can try to take it up. Okay. And organization, why do we need organization, need agile transformation? Like, we can deliver faster, right? We can change, we ability to changing the priority rather than uh, I used to work in a project. Then we thought, we'll do the 1 year delivery after 1 year. But the problem is if you are not looking at what you are doing, if you don't have feedback mechanism, feedback control systems, it's very difficult for us to change. Thanks, Durga. So it is very difficult to change the way of working. That's why what I do is, let's say if I'm traveling from, let's say, from Hyderabad to Baroda, let's say I'm going by car, right? What I do is I don't just follow the path. I also look at the signs and all, where we need to take a detour, where you need to do all of things. So we're actually, fail fast, fail early is a way of working. So we just want to fail early. It's not that I want you to fail every time. What I'm saying is you fail fast and fail early rather than failing after 1 year. I just want to fail after 2 weeks. In the Scrum side, we talk about uh, 2 week sprint mostly, right? Uh, so yeah, I'll come back to it. So basically, what we do is you try to look at small portion and then reinvent and then you change the direction, you change something again, move forward. Agile adoption is not only for software, for everybody on the whoever is working on. Let's say I'm building a 3 BHK house. Every day I'm coming and verifying what problems they are facing. Can I fix it or not? Like once what I did is I bought a house in Bangalore. I went to Pune and then I came back after a year. By the time everything is done, then nothing can be changed, and I had a lot of major defects which I could not even live in that. So I had to spend at least 5 lakhs to fix that problem. What if I checked every week on week and then try to do that? I think that would have been better. So you can use it for everywhere, whichever domain you are working, right? It's we are taking about lean principles. From lean principles, agile is born. Agile is just a way of working, new way of working. It's not tied to anything, right? So I'll move on. I think keep giving feedback. I really like the audience. Very interactive. Even though through charts only. Okay. So how do you transform? And so what is a transformation approach, right? What are you doing, right? Usually, whenever I go to an organization, whenever I go to a place, I try to assess what is the current state. So, and then we'll go to each and every bullet point later, and then have you seen any, like, you're working with a lot of companies, right? You can also mention like what is your current organization state. If I were you, I think you guys can quickly chart what is the current organization. Maybe you don't need to mention the name, but you can say like what is the organization current organization state, right? And and then the next thing is identification of. So we know the problem. We identified. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So agile transformation has new ways of working, whatever. So assessing the current organization state, let's say if leadership is not working properly, or if middle management is not working properly, XYZ is not working as for the end delivery, right? So we just try to see and try to see the problem statements, maybe, and then identify what strategy you need to do, right? Let's say they are already doing Scrum, then are they doing? Do we need to do better Scrum? They are doing Scrum, but do we need to go up scaling? No. Again, transformation is not a day job. You cannot able to fix everything, right? And you can't have roadmaps also, for example. So it takes a while. We just do smaller increments, smaller corrections, so that you don't break the system. We need to have our value delivery value chain started moving towards and start fixing the things which are broken, right? You identify the strategy and key results, identify what strategy we need to follow, how do you measure the key results, like, right? I think this is coming from OKR. I think we don't go detail. And then we have access that we did the survey of organization, then we did identify what needs to be done, and then implement. So I don't want you to do big bang approach. You take one small problem, fix it, then move forward, right? You don't need to do lot of changes. We change one which is going to give more value, fix it, move forward. So the entire cycle goes through around this. From the start to finish, you have to do this, right? From the start to finish of your organization, you need to do, right? Yeah. How are you assessing the findings? How do you assessing the organization? There may be one. I just mentioned only interviews in the case of in the one, but there may be many things. You attend the calls, you talk to the leadership, you talk to the ground level workers, coders, testers, and all. So if I'm a transformation agent, what I do is I don't go and sit in the conference room. I go and sit and talk to the people. What is happening? Start meeting IT, HR. Try to make connections. Try to be very proactive. Talk to everybody. Understand what is the organization problems. So that is what you are actually assessing the current organization state, and then you are doing interviews, assessment findings, and then you have a summary. So that is a 1.1. Then identification of strategy and key results is build the vision. Build the vision, maybe, let's say you want to work on 10 different uh, apps like Vola, Uber, and Amazon thing. We start with one small item, or take one part of organization and build a vision, like what are we delivering. Then focus on the top level objectives, what objectives we want to do. Like this time, let's say my revenues are falling down. I want to enhance my earnings, or my release cycle. If some customer asks for any delivery, I'm doing after 2 years. By the time you deliver, there may be a number of new people are coming, then you're going to lose a market share, right? You take one, fix one thing so that you get a maximum output from the organization, and then build the strategy and framework and identify the key results, right? This is what I'm talking. So here I'm not worried about which framework I'm using, which Scrum, Kanban, XP, Lean. I'm not bothered about. I'm talking about high level. Implementation roadmap is we already identified the current state, and then we train the leaders, train the change agents. So basically, as for transformation, I don't go and sit on the calls, tell them what to do. We also need to train the people, train the change agents, like train the scrum masters, train the test managers, test leads, directors, what I can think. And then you also identify what work stream you are working on. And then you identify one work stream, start working on it. And then create implementation plan. You do the agile adoption and transformation. And again, you go back, you can again go back from agile transformation to so yeah. So delivery schedule is not feasible within predetermined time during the agile transformation. Then what should I do? Yeah, that's a good question. So try to see, like, don't take too many things into plate. Start with one and try to finish that. Right? Then go back to this. Right? And again, you need to prioritize what you need to do. I don't know how much time we have. So the outcomes are, old ways of working is digit control process, new ways is accountability, transparency process, following the preset plan, innovation, responsive, comprehensive documentation. I think as for Agile Manifesto, we do the documentation as required. Following the plan versus, you know, taking the feedback and doing it. Flawless communication after long process, maybe do the, 10 months of what you call long process and all produce. Rather than that, what we do is we do the regular communication, regular interaction. So traditional roles of hierarchical system versus empowered roles. We empower people so that the teams can be able to cover properly. I think that's where my thing is there. Thing is completed on the transformation side. Okay, comprehensive documentation. Okay. So we are not doing the detailed documentation end to end, because in the waterfall days, what we are doing is we are doing, I'm not saying, okay, traditional days, what we used to create project plans, HLD, LLD, all that things, and then only we are starting the process. Now what we are doing is we are taking a user story, we are just doing just enough documentation so that we can move forward next stage. Instead of doing 2 months of documentation, 2 months of planning, we plan, we document as we go, as we travel. That's about the comprehensive documentation. Okay, and I think case study I'm touching here and there. How much time we have, Sheshu? So
We have another 15 minutes, Ravi. Yeah.
oh, that's all. Okay, yeah. So yeah, airline case study. I think I just mentioned. Transformation wise, what we did is we took team wise transformation. We took 1 or 2 teams and then did it, and then we landed at pilot teams, and we did a 2 week sprint and metrics and improvement, and then we took that to the enterprise organization wise. Okay, so this is what a journey. Okay, can go till. Yeah. So identify the candidates, scrum teams. What we did is pilot scrum teams is identify small teams, and then you do for the 2 teams we are actually working on it, and then we showed, because of the way we are doing, people get attracted, and everybody started asking me like, can you add me as a third team? Can you add me as a fourth team, like that? So we start with the small pockets of the organization, then we try to do this, and then we expand. We are talking about, we're not going by big bang, we are going by incremental and iteration way of thinking. So we did a case study of it, like, this took 18 months, and the process wise, what was happening is they're actually handing over X to Y, right? And then instead of that, we created a small team. So you can see, I don't have control on the lead time, and also cycle time is only I have control. Cycle time I did for 35 days, almost average 35 days of any scale of user story. Like, I took extra small, medium, large. So this is sampled, and we took an average of that. So if you can see, right, this was the curve of delivery. I don't have control on lead time. Lead time is started somewhere because they started, and then I only control on cycle time. So cycle time is only I can able to. Again, we could able to do this work in 3 months because organization is very small, and they are nimble. They are able to listen to us. Lot of things happened, and it's a kind of doing this work is a miracle. In 3 months, we could able to achieve lot of delivery. Like release cycle was 2 years, we reduced it to 1.5 year. Right after I left, the organization did entire transformation, and they are actually doing good work. So again, this is what the numbers metrics I have created for the outcomes, right? Mm, okay, so like duration was 18 months. I already told, right? The development team was heading by somebody else, and then this is like say architect. This is like kind of front end. They are collecting the requirements. This is a design, development, testing, and then and then let EOT, final acceptance and delivery. So are all silos, The funny thing is they used to create one story, user story number like ABCD, and then they close when this move to another thing. So basically nobody knows what was the original story. They didn't maintain the same user story number throughout. Instead of changing the status, they changed different Jira tickets. That's where the lot of complications happen. Again, each because you have edited by different department head. These are all multiple silos. So yeah, lead time is like once you started, lead time is when the customer request comes, right? And then the cycle time starts when you actually pick up the work. That's where I started working at. So so reduction on team, any threat to employment? No, actually what we did is we took we let others to work on their own old ways, and we started with the two teams so that they could able to see. They also got pressurized because okay, why this team is doing perform better, you guys are not doing better. So finally they got in. I think no layoffs happened, luckily. So the lead time is end to end when the customer approach time to the delivery time, lead time. When I started the work to I delivered the work is a cycle time, because PMA approached me 2 weeks back. I just started at 10:30. My cycle time is 1 hour, but if I do from the when the PMA approach to today, it's maybe 2 weeks. Lead time, actually here whatever thing is, it's a wait time. This time is a wait time. So because either I didn't have a slot, because I have given slot at this time only. Okay. So and there are team metrics. People start talking about burn down, burn up. Lead time, cycle time is the only measurement we did, means, and we showed the improvement over the time. What is expected delivery versus what is delivered? Like expected deliveries, I want to deliver 10 features, what I delivered at the end of the day. And what is my average velocity? If I'm starting from Hyderabad to Pune, if it is 100 kilometers, I have to, let's say I have to reach in 10 hours. I need to do average 10 kilometers per 10 hours, whatever it is, right? So you are taking the average velocity. It will show the how much speed the teams can go. So defect metrics, have we improved? Have you added more defects during this stage? Have we reduced the defects? And what is the test coverage? What you like? You have 10 features. Does our test cover all the tests, all the parts of the journey, right? In order to do the journey, maybe you need to device system testing or unit testing, whatever you can do, right? And organizational metrics is one where you see like what is a CSAT, employee satisfaction survey. Sorry, CSAT is a customer satisfaction survey, and ESAT is employee satisfaction survey. Right? Time to market. By doing this one, are we able to deliver faster? Are we gone slow? Like instead earlier we used to deliver every 10 minutes, because of new process is taking 20 minutes, right? Then you correct it. We had a problem like we are doing bulk upload. Bulk upload was taking 1 or 2 hours for them. Airline industry, so they 1 or 2 hours is okay. The same thing is into your Ola app and Uber app. They'll close in a second. So we try to increase the time to market. We also see the maturity matrix. How does skills varied before I started the agile journey and after I started the agile journey, right? I have few more slides. I think case study 2 is very very quick. I just want to tell you whatever we did. There are two kinds of transformation things. One is left left is what I take the requirements, right is what I deliver. So whatever we did in the case of case study 1, we try to minimize, we try to reduce reduce we try to deliver more product backlog items. That is what it is. And in different organization, what we did is we actually took the sample study before, and then we did team-wise assessment, team coaching, and team training, improved metrics and improved productivity. If you look at here, what we did is we are also involved in the delivery. We try to see control everything. In this organization, what we did is we are only telling what teams to do, how to improve the performance and all. So what we are doing, I think what I'm mentioning is we study more here in the right side, like what is the value delivered and all. What's this? Uh, if you can highlight a few challenges you faced and how did you work on them in transfer journey? I think more challenges. I think use the escalation points whenever you need. Number one, and some cases, let's say I worked on 10 different departments. Uh, I identified only one department I'm able to make change. I told the leadership, if this 9 areas, you cannot do it, or let them be ready, come back, then we'll start teaching, start training them, start coaching them. Right, that is one. Actually, one of the organizations worked well. They listen to us. Some organizations, they say, even though we say it is not possible to do that, they insist us to do and spend more time on that. And teams are like, they don't want to change. It's very difficult unless you tie. I know it's not non-agile to tag to your performance appraisal, but sometimes if you do that, only to work. Or maybe certain times what we did is there's a blocker in the team, right? And this guy is a friend of CEO, right? Then we need to keep escalate, tell them, okay, because of XYG, we are not able to deliver this, right? And retrospective was very helpful. We called all the leadership, and then they listened to us. In the first case study, the beauty of why we could able to deliver this thing is it's everything worked very well. We escalated things more just like that, because a very small organization, 200 300 people. If you go to organizations like banking and all, like it's very difficult to do any changes. So you'll not have anything to write on resume also. That's a worry about it. If they don't change, and we don't get satisfied at all, right? And the banking industry, couple of industries where I worked, it's a very rigid thing, rigid management, rigid process, right? If you're talking about ISO 9000, if you're talking about I think whatever HIPAA or whatever frameworks, it's very difficult to change also. And certain banks don't want to change because every change cycle should go and get approval from the top leadership. So that's where we face the challenge. I don't have many slides for banking case study, and if you are connected via WhatsApp or LinkedIn, I can able to tell you if you have any issues where you need any guidance, you can reach out to me. And yeah, I can. I think I'm trying to answer most of the questions which were in the chat actually. Sheshu, anything you see, like anything, any other questions which teams are asking?
Yes, Ravi, I have a couple of questions. So, one which says delivery schedule is not feasible within the predetermined time during the agile transformation. Then, how should we deal that?
Okay, identify what is the prioritized items. Right. We are not talking about deliver all the 100 tickets. We have to prioritize what is the value you need to deliver. Right. Let's say I have 3 customers. One is my high paying customer. Let's say I just take an example of a company called Tech Mahindra, for example. Let's say their major customer is British Telecom. I'm just giving again a example, right? And there are certain things like Southwestern Bell, whatever ABCD things are there. If you don't deliver to British Telecom because he is my high paying customer, I'm not going to get the value. Right? You prioritize based on what is my major customer doing. Like I can say like gold partner or platinum partner, whatever you call it. Identify that and do it. Right. And that's why the prioritization of what you're doing is going to be major change, right? See, I produce 1,000 mangoes. Doesn't give me any meaning, right? I produce 1,000 mangoes in 3 months. It won't give any meaning. Any meaning, it gives a meaning. It delivered something, right? I delivered 100 stories, right? But I delivered 3 mangoes. I got 100 rupees. The value, right? Few customers got benefited. So I'm taking this quote. I forgot the name of the person. So yeah. So basically, you see what is the value, and also if you want to deliver this value, they are all ABCD things are available to deliver. If not, I go and deliver. It sits on the counter. I don't want to deliver slow moving item. I don't want to spend my time on delivering a slow moving item. Let's say idli vada, right? Idli vada, if I go to north, they don't like it. They want only like, they want poha, or they want whatever it is, right? So you don't deliver that. Maybe if you come to South India, maybe you try to deliver idli vada and all that, right? So yeah, Vishnuvardhan, you can connect me offline. So basically, identify what needs to be done, what is the major thing you need to accomplish, what is the major value. For doing that X, yeah, all the things are tied together.
Okay,
Any question?
sorry. So Ravi, we have another question here which is lined up.
Okay.
It's about is agile adoption more applicable only to the IT or software companies, or is that something, adopted by the other organizations as well?
Yeah. Ideally, see, Agile is also coming up with it's coming from lean, right? It started from manufacturing. All this Scrum or whatever frameworks we created for the for software development. You can use this whatever, like you can use it in any industry. There's nothing stopping you. And another question is right to left transformation. Right to left transformation is more of analyzing. You do more case studies. You do more scorecard assessments, and see where we are improving. If you're not improving, let's say I'm not improving the Jira metrics, right? I try to go and fix that Jira thing. Or if I'm not able to get certifications on XYZ, we try to see and go and do that. So basically, the right to left is coming from yeah, right to left is coming from more analysis and taking back to the team. Left to right is you have backlog item need to be cleared. I'm not saying deliver something which is not required for you, but the focus on left to right is more on the backlog cleanup, right? Focus on right to left is looking at, okay, now it was taking 2.5 years. Can we reduce it to 1.5 year? And what things we need to, what stories we need to. So we are going to again look at the product backlog and see in order to deliver the intended outcome. I just need to even go back and clean up the backlog also. So Agile can be used, yeah, just in time, and see every time you go and see, like, is what is more, what is less. If something or if something is impacting the crop, right? You may use certain medicine, certain what you call fertilizers, whatever it is. So yeah, I think Srinivas said Ajay started with a football game. Yeah, that is correct. So yeah, you have to put into practice, correct. And yeah, it makes sense. Somebody mentioned, yeah, Ram Kosur said it's in Krishna district. Okay. Any questions so far? I think
Yes,
example of, yeah,
we have one more question which says, is the reduction in team? So do we have any kind of a threat to the employee retention?
yeah. So what we did is out of 18 months, 18 months, and these people, let's say we took, let's say out of 180 people, we took only 13 people to do this. This is a more of MVP or case study, and then they started moving here. See, nowhere. See, basically it is like this. If let's say out of 1,000 people are not delivering any value, right, and they may be impact impact on the organization. But here what we did is we try to see that, we took only 13 best people, and then we tried this experiment, and then it got improved to 3 teams, 4 teams, 5 teams, like that. So one thing is, yeah, I think as of that company, we have not done any reduction in the size. But why do you want in a company to pay people if they are not doing the proper business or proper work, right? Something like that. So yeah, any questions? I think somebody asked about banking case study. I think
Yes.
banking case study, I think not much of work at the ground level. We are trying to improve the process, improve the, let's say, how the whether they are doing retrospective properly, whether they are doing sprint plan properly or not. Are they able to deliver faster or not? Is there any silos in the team? Is backlog refinement is happening there? Our sprint planning is happening here and there. So that is what we are actually focusing most on the banking transformation. But ideally, the first case study was where we could able to do a lot of things. I think I'm talking about only process transformation. If you want to get more value out of it, try to do technical transformation. Go through the code is efficient or not. Do the code reviews. Look at refactoring. Look at extreme programming practices, right? Uh, I'm not sure if you heard about Dojo, like Devo Zevo, Devo Zevo, right? Dojo is where when people talk about 2 weeks is in 2 weeks we cannot deliver anything. We did in 2.5 days we used to have one sprint. In 2.5 days we started building the test practices. We have started building TDD practices, BDD practices. We started doing DevOps. Again, the organization where we worked was very matured. When we said, okay, this guy didn't have tool access, we kept a hold on them. I moved on to next thing. So I was in that company for almost 8 months, and we used to pay the coaches. I'm being the process coach. There's another gentleman who was a technology coach. So we used to do pairing actually. What happens is sometimes I may not be efficient to work on that area. He was more efficient, what do you call, I forgot that, like, they have some word called code smells. Code is very bad. You can look at the code and say the if else statement is not done. All copy paste there, nothing is structured, all that. If you want to get more value, more benefit, start looking at technology coach, start doing DevOps. I think, you know we talk about left shift testing, right? You are right. Left is where requirements are there. You start doing testing very early on the game, right? You sit with the developer and start testing while he's writing. We start pair programming and mob programming. Pair programming is one developer tester pairing together, one developer pairing together. Two, just like a pilot co-pilot, right? If you are driving in the night time, if you are going all alone, more accident will happen mostly, right? So you have another guy sitting next to you and trying to correct. Oh, okay, let's go for a tea. Let's do this. Let's do that. You are continuously talking about something so that you can travel faster. That's a co-pilot pilot thing. Developer, co-developer, developer tester, developer architect. You need to pay. Okay. And there's another concept called mob programming where everybody comes on the call. They take one story, they develop, test, send it to deployment. 10 stories, first story done with everybody. Second story like that. Third story, it's all rotational basis. So we start 10 minutes timeout. 10 minutes, I'm the like they call driver and navigator. I'm navigating what to do. Driver, I start typing it. Again, 10 minutes it will be shifted. So mob programming, doing technical practices, the process transformation, the Scrum Master, Agile coaches, process guys. Um, we cannot achieve more results, right? You also need our technology side. Look at the code. Are they doing trunk-based development? Are they doing text practices? Most of the companies do not have I forgot, coding guidelines, whatever. And Rama comes and writes in different way. Krishna comes and writes something different. If Rama goes on live, Krishna takes a lot of time. So you need to follow the rules, right? If everybody is sitting together and trying to do right, you get more you get more details. I think thanks, Srinivas. Very nice session. More required analysis case study. Yeah, we can meet and discuss. Host communication is excellent. Thank you. Um, Scrum, DSAM, DSM, ACP. Why so much deviation is personal choice. Okay. It depends on what works, right? So ICP, ACP, ACC is a more about coaching thing. Scrum is like where 70-80% of people are knowing. DSM, DSSAM, I think not many people are available, because if you want to do agile implementation, people think agile Scrum, right? Agile is not Scrum. Agile is a methodology. Scrum is a framework, right? 113 is just a 10% of entire size. 118 to 13 is just 10% of entire size. Yes. So basically, what we try to do, because of lot of handoffs, right? You can see the teams took total number of stories 11. What we did is 99 in 3 months, because of we have actually sorry. So what we did is we try to create self-organized teams, self-contained teams. So that's where we try to eliminate the handoffs. It's not that we didn't have problems. For first 2 weeks, there are a lot of problems, lot of major problems. And next, so actually this is whatever I'm graph showing is just a whatever we did in one of the organization. And we could able to achieve in 3 months because the organization supported, team supported, and everybody worked in a tandem, because we took as a case study, just like we want to use this in our next life, which I'm now using it, right? So I think this kind of transformation very difficult to achieve, right? What is the problem here in terms of airline case study? It is like, they wanted to build a UPS, and then Volt stack, they are doing, I think, basic code and all that mix and match they did. Even for file upload also, they wrote this. If the APIs are not available, whatever tools are available, they didn't use. The code is like 8 years old, and only one person would knew the coding style. Old style code, old thing. I think after I left, I think they rewrote everything so that they could achieve. Because when I started the journey, that time what was happening, the moment I upload 10 files, it used to crash, it used to wait forever. So we did a step by step, what we want to fix first, what we want to do next step, and all. KV Ramana, you can connect me offline. Okay. Lot of silos in our case. So thank you. Which can be preferred agile frameworks, Scrum, Kanban, XM programming. Kanban is mostly for a lot of changes happening. You cannot wait for next two weeks to deliver something. So Kanban does not have time boxes. Kanban, you have something. It's just like a Kanban is like an emergency ward, right? If emergency patient comes, you move that guy. The no, you move totally emergency people, and then move other people to other wards, right? So yeah, prioritization, extreme high coordination, high prioritization, where you have like ticketing systems and all that. I don't say Kanban cannot be used for development thing. Kanban can be used for development also. Extreme programming for more mature teams, like startups and all can do. I think most of the product companies will start using it. You start with Kanban, then move to Scrum, then move to extreme programming. That's a way of working. Tech debt, yeah, tech debt. You need to take care of technical debt. I think that's where Nokia and all everything uh, got close. When we focus really time to market, yeah, my observation about understanding of lean agile framework would be more while implementing working on agile teams. Okay. Any questions? Any major questions? If anything is there, or you can contact Sheshu, or you can reach out to me via LinkedIn. We can schedule, half an hour time. So I'm predominantly in Hyderabad. So if you're either working in Mindspace or you're near TV9, we can catch up for weekends or maybe for coffee chats. Any questions? I think we are top of the hour, 5 more minutes. Uh, I think we have enthusiastic participant and also Sheshu sir and a lot of people helped me. I think it's very nice. Okay. Is it okay if I share my phone number, Sheshu?
Sure, Ravi. You can share it, or else you can share your LinkedIn profile
Yeah,
link in the chat. Probably people can connect you through the LinkedIn.
yeah. I think this is one of the I think I can see the best group. Or you can share. I don't know how I have to share this link, right? So I'm stationed in Hyderabad. We can chat. That's what I mentioned, and I'm really honored to PMI, to Vinay, Sheshu, and most of the folks who helped me, who gave opportunity to interact with a lot of folks like you, right?
It's always a pleasure, Ravi Garu, and it's really a very amazing session today. And thanks to you for taking your time and joining us in this Agile series, sharing us your knowledge. And and the amazing part is that you related to the case studies, which actually helps us to connect to the existing projects or the projects which we dealt, like a lessons learned to us. And
Yes,
always, it's again, I'm thankful to the attendees also to join, no
yes,
matter
they are
people are in different
very,
positions. Yeah.
yeah,
No,
uh,
even nothing. It proves that everybody are so eager for learning many things. And when
yes,
it comes to learning, people really become students, sit and listen to the and observe the speaker. And that is something really appreciated here. And always we thank our members who helps us and also lead these type of agile series or any kind of a journeys which we always take the initiative and move it further. And it's very thankful. And again, when we talk about the session, it always proves agile is it's like at a scale, it's all about execution. And these type of sessions we cannot end it at an hour because it's agile itself is a complete ocean altogether. And
correct.
yeah, so thank
And
you all.
actually,
Yeah,
yeah, actually, I was very happy. I have got a lot of questions of people I know and all right.
true.
It's
So
amazing
yeah,
questions actually. And
exactly.
every session, every interaction, I also learn something. It's not like
It's
it's like
always people say, "Help me, help you."
yeah, correct. I try to do a lot of other things. And if you can save the chat, right? I try to paste you in your thing, but if you can save the chat and send it to me, I want to go through this. And
Yeah, sure, definitely. And I
and,
could see you
and
also pasted the LinkedIn profile link.
yeah,
I'm again
I
be posting it here. Uh, so, guys, y'all can just go ahead and log into your LinkedIn accounts and connect. Probably if you'll have anything, y'all can reach out to Ravi personally offline. And I have a couple of things to share it before we end. Can I go ahead
mhm.
and share my
Go
screen?
ahead, please, please, please,
Thank
please.
you.
Do you need to unshare or how is it?
I am sharing it. I can.
Okay.
Yeah, try to stop sharing it. Is my screen visible, team?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right, great. So, thanks, guys. Thanks for taking your time on the Saturday morning, joining us for this wonderful knowledge sharing session. And hope we have gave you provided, we have got some kind of a value addition in this lovely morning and made our day excited. And the first one is the people those who joined new for this session, y'all can subscribe to the PMI Pearl City chapter where you will find all kind of videos which were already dealt, which were already completed. We have uploaded those videos to the YouTube and y'all can go through them. And also you find the speaker introduction or the speaker details there. Probably you can connect to the speakers personally in the LinkedIn. And in case if they have the profile shared, you all can directly connect to them. And if you have any kind of doubts or if you want to have any conversations, you all can have it. And we have an upcoming sessions lined up 17 December, 8, 24 December, and 31st of December, starting from gamification techniques, lean Kanban, Scrumban, and the Scrum framework. Here we end for this year. And again, it's not an end for our Agile series, it's always a continuous journey. So we again newly kickstart at 2023. And we have few upcoming workshops. So as everybody know, as a PMI Pearl City chapter, we also organize few workshops in various certs, like starting from PMP, ACP, TSSM. So PMP, it's starting on Jan 7th, and the second it would start on Feb 4th. ACP, it's on Feb 4th. DSSM starting on Jan 17th. So anybody interested to get into the workshop and also do the certification can register in these workshops. You can reach out to the academic portfolio, and the respective the board of directors or the volunteers would help you all enrolling yourself to it. And I'm sure you would have definitely received few of the emails about these. And last but not the least, the PDUs. We'll be giving one PDU for the knowledge sharing session, and that would be auto credited in 1 week. All right. And in case of any questions, team can reach out to our board people. So we would try getting those things answered. And please go through our videos in YouTube, and you all can also connect to the speakers offline. And thank you all once again. Thanks for joining our knowledge sharing sessions. And hope let's continue this and let's connect again on the next session. And thank you, Ravi Bhaskaran Garu. Thanks for taking your time and joining.
Thanks. Thanks,
Thank you
Vinay.
all. Happy Saturday
Thanks,
and
everyone.
happy weekend. Bye bye.
Bye. All the best, guys.